Hi, I'm Ryle, and how's it going today? It's going fantastically. I just took my sweatshirt off, but that's all good. I didn't want to take it off, so it's okay. So, what's going on today? What is going on today? This will be my third Monday broadcast, which I'm pretty happy about. I'm keeping to it, and that's good. So, what's going on? I'm going to ask you guys a question, and I'm going to elaborate on that question without getting an answer from you guys, because you can't give me direct feedback. I'm going to ask, at what point are taxes too high? So that's the question, and here's my answer. I don't know yet. I mean, if you're in a place and you're working, and let's say 50%, I've heard that number thrown out a lot, is 50% of taxes too much? You give 50% of your taxes to the state, to the federal, to the local taxes, and then you're ended up with like $30,000 and a $60,000 wage. That kind of sucks, right? I mean, damn. So I don't know. In my world, I'm right now, the numbers thrown out are like 36% for Americans. I've heard much worse in other countries. I think Canada has a 14% sales tax, and then they have free healthcare. But you can't do with your money what you want to do. You give it to the government, and they choose what things are provided for you. But if you have your own money, and let's say 10% income tax, bottom line 10%, then you have 90% of your income, which is most of it. That sounds pretty good. I mean, that's what the churches require. The church requires you to give 10%. It's not required anymore, but it used to be back when church and government were together. I'm sure there is some place like that now, but whatever. So 10% is reasonable for me, because that means that like a majority of your stuff comes back to you. But I look at my total earned and then my paycheck, and I'm like, I lost at least one day's pay in tax, or more, however many hours I worked that week. And I'm like, damn, I would love to have that money. Like, I just want the cash. And honestly, I think that cash in people's pockets does stimulate the economy more than government programs. But that's me. I am a libertarian, if you were curious. And so that's my philosophy on it. But in my opinion, 30% around America, it's like, it's a little bit high. I think I would be okay with paying 30% if they would do a better job at using it, because some of these stories are ridiculous. There's that shrimp on a treadmill, which is surfed the internet, or more ran over the internet. And then there's like I mean, if you just watch the news a little bit, there's like, I mean, I can't think of any more besides the shrimp on the treadmill, because that just stands out to me. It's ridiculous. So, government spending is weird. I mean, I think it's too big, in my opinion. Government's too big right now. But if you smaller size the government, then people are going to lose jobs, and I feel bad for those people. But if they're doing a bad job, then they should get fired. And people should do a better job of firing people in the government, because people would just seem to get like a slap on the wrist, or they get 2 weeks with pay for suspension for doing something bad. I don't know. The government should definitely be better at firing people. It's ridiculous how bad they are. I mean, that's what I think about it. So, bottom line, if I'm paying a lot in taxes, I want a good government. If I'm not paying a lot of taxes, I don't have a good old time, because then I can afford to buy stuff that'll make my life easier, and government doesn't have to give me that stuff, assuming that everybody needs what they're trying to give everybody, so that I can just buy the stuff that's personal to me, like my healthcare, my dental, my eye, and all that shit, all the healthcare stuff, all whatever. I mean, you can pay, I kind of like paying the local taxes. That's nice. You can pay like to Newtown, and they'll fix the roads around here, and you know, the government is not even influenced here. Like, I don't know what government agencies are here. I'm sure there are there. But, you know, if I just paid the local tax and the state tax, I'd be okay with that. So when it gets to federal is where I don't see any representation for my taxes, which brings me back to like the 1600s, the taxation without representation. The representation is someone that talks to you a lot on the TV, and they're like, we can change things, or like, let's do this, or let's do this, and then I've really not been affected yet. I don't know why. I know people have been affected, but I haven't. So, in my opinion, 50% is definitely too much. Once you get over half the income, it's just abomination. You're moving out of that country. 30% is reasonable. 10 to 15% is ideal, in my opinion. But that's me. What are your opinions on that? How would you want the government to spend money? Do you think the government's doing a good job? Any of those questions in the comments would be awesome. Comments aren't very big right now, but you guys can do it. Just comment a little bit. Okay, love you guys. Peace out. Bye-bye.